If you're a man over 60, there's a private decision you might be making, or perhaps have already made, that could be silently sabotaging your health. It's a choice often made in the quiet moments of life, something that seems natural as the years go by. But what if I told you that completely stopping a specific personal habit is the hidden enemy behind a cascade of problems you might be experiencing? I'm talking about a risk of prostatic congestion so severe it can disrupt your daily life, a sudden drop in your masculine energy, and a psychological toll that nobody ever talks about. You might think it's just a part of getting older, but the truth behind what happens when you completely stop pleasuring yourself will shock you. My name is Dr. Claire Foster. As a urologist specializing in men's health for over 15 years, I've had the privilege of helping thousands of men navigate the complexities of aging. In my practice, I've seen firsthand how conventional medicine often ignores the profound connection between sexual health and overall well-being. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a topic that has been shrouded in silence for far too long, and I'll reveal what you need to know. Ignoring this isn't just about missing out on a little pleasure. The truth is, the consequences can be devastating. Imagine a constant, dull ache in your groin, a feeling of fullness and pressure that never seems to go away. Picture yourself waking up 3, 4, even 5 times a night, your sleep shattered, leaving you exhausted and irritable the next day. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a thief that steals your quality of life. It can strain your relationships, erode your self-confidence, and make you feel like a stranger in your own body. Many men resign themselves to this, thinking, well, I guess this is just what it means to be 65. But that is a dangerous lie. Your body has a natural built-in mechanism to protect itself, and by abandoning it, you might be unknowingly opening the door to a host of future complications. But here's the moment of hope. Understanding this mechanism is the first step to reclaiming your vitality. As we get ready for the big reveal, tell me in the comments which city you're watching from. I love to see how far our health community reaches. So let's dive into what really happens to your body when you stop masturbating completely after 60. We're going to break this down into 3 critical effects you need to be aware of. The first silent villain that emerges is something I call prostatic stagnation. This is something many men experience but few understand. And that's precisely where the danger lies. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, Robert. Robert was a 68-year-old retired architect, a sharp man who had spent his life designing buildings to last for centuries. He came to my office with a complaint of a persistent, nagging discomfort in his pelvic area. "Dr. Foster," he said, his voice laced with frustration, "it feels like I'm sitting on a golf ball. My family doctor told me it's just old man's prostate and to live with it." He was skeptical when I asked him about his personal habits, particularly about the frequency of ejaculation. He admitted that since his wife had passed a few years prior, he had simply let that part of his life go. I explained the concept of prostatic stagnation and suggested a simple, private protocol for him to follow at home. 3 months later, Robert came back a new man. "The difference is night and day," he told me, a genuine smile on his face. "The ache is gone. I'm sleeping through the night. I feel normal again." Here's the simplified science behind it. Your prostate gland is constantly producing fluid, which is a major component of semen. Think of it like a small, efficient factory that never shuts down. Ejaculation is the primary way this factory ships out its product. When you stop ejaculating completely, that fluid doesn't just disappear, it begins to back up, creating a state of congestion or stagnation. It's basically as if a river has been dammed. The pressure builds, leading to inflammation and that uncomfortable feeling of fullness. This can contribute to symptoms that mimic prostatitis, a painful inflammation of the prostate, and can worsen the urinary issues associated with an enlarged prostate, or BPH. The science is clear. Regular flushing of the prostatic ducts is a crucial part of maintaining a healthy prostate environment. So, what's the practical application protocol? The goal here isn't about achieving a certain number. It's about consistency and function. For many men in this age group, aiming for ejaculation 2 to 3 times a week can be a beneficial starting point. This is enough to help clear out the old prostatic fluid and reduce the risk of stagnation. This is a private, personal act of health maintenance. It's not about performance, it's about prevention. Listen to your body and find a rhythm that feels right for you. And if you found that revealing, wait until you hear about our second item, as it affects the body in an even quieter, more hormonal way. The second hidden enemy is what I refer to as the hormonal hibernation. This is a gradual shutdown of the very chemistry that makes you feel like a man. What worries you most today? Type 1 in the comments if it's physical discomfort, or 2 if it's a loss of energy and drive. Your answer helps me create future content. Let me share the story of Charles, a 72-year-old former history teacher. Charles came to me feeling completely adrift. "I've lost my spark, Doc," he confessed. "I used to love working in my garden, reading, even debating politics with my buddies. Now I just feel flat. My motivation is gone. And frankly, so is any desire for intimacy. It's like the color has drained from my life." Like Robert, Charles had ceased all sexual activity, including self-pleasuring, assuming it was a chapter of his life that was simply over. When I explained the powerful feedback loop between sexual stimulation and testosterone production, he looked at me with a glimmer of hope. We weren't talking about recapturing his youth, but about reawakening his body's natural chemistry. He followed the protocol, and after a couple of months, the change was remarkable. "It's not just about sex," he explained during a follow-up. "I feel more engaged with life again. My energy is up. That mental fog has lifted. I feel like myself again." So what's the science here? Think of your hormonal system like an engine that needs to be turned over regularly to stay in good working order. The act of arousal and orgasm triggers a cascade of neurochemical and hormonal events. It releases dopamine, the motivation molecule, and endorphins, which reduce pain and create a sense of well-being. Most importantly, it stimulates the Leydig cells in the testicles, which are responsible for producing testosterone. When you completely stop this stimulation, you're sending a signal to your body that this function is no longer needed. The engine sputters and stalls. While testosterone levels naturally decline with age, completely ceasing sexual activity can accelerate this decline, leading to low libido, fatigue, mood changes, and even a loss of muscle mass. What most people don't know is that maintaining sexual function is a powerful way to encourage your body to keep producing its own vital hormones. The practical application protocol here is to re-engage with your body. It begins with the mind. Set aside time to allow for arousal. This may mean using your imagination, reading, or watching materials that you find stimulating. The goal is to restart that mind-body connection. The physical act itself reinforces this hormonal feedback loop. The key is to view this not as a chore, but as a vital part of your health regimen, just like exercise or eating a healthy diet. Consistency is more important than intensity. You are reminding your body that these systems are still vital. And if you think the physical and hormonal effects are significant, the third consequence is arguably the most insidious because it happens entirely in your mind. Our third and final silent threat is neurosensory decline. This is the dangerous process where your brain literally begins to forget how to process pleasure and arousal. Let me tell you about Michael, a 65-year-old widower and a retired police officer. He sought help because he had met someone new and wanted to be intimate, but found that he simply couldn't. "It's like the wiring is just dead," he said, clearly distressed. "I feel the emotional connection, but my body just doesn't respond. It's incredibly frustrating and embarrassing, for years." Michael had completely shut down that part of himself, believing it was the respectful thing to do after his wife's passing. He didn't realize that the neural pathways responsible for sexual response are like muscles. If you don't use them, they atrophy. The use it or lose it principle is incredibly real when it comes to sexual function. Here's where things get interesting from a neurological perspective. The connection between your brain and your genitals is a complex superhighway of nerves. Arousal and orgasm send powerful signals rushing along these pathways, strengthening them and keeping them highly responsive. Think of it like a path through a forest. If you walk it every day, the path stays clear and easy to navigate. But if you stop using it for years, it becomes overgrown with weeds and difficult to find. When you abstain completely for a long period, your brain essentially downgrades the priority of these neural networks. The sensitivity of the nerve endings in the penis can decrease, and the brain's ability to interpret and respond to sexual stimuli becomes sluggish. This can lead to difficulty achieving or maintaining an erection and a muted sensation during orgasm, creating a cycle of anxiety and avoidance. The practical application protocol for this is about active resensitization. It's about consciously and mindfully reconnecting with your body. This involves focusing on the physical sensations, not just the end goal of orgasm. Pay attention to touch and response in different areas. This is a process of retraining your brain. Be patient with yourself. You are clearing that overgrown path in the forest, one step at a time. This mindful practice helps to rebuild and reinforce those crucial neural connections, making the response more robust and reliable when you need it. So, to recap, the 3 silent villains you must be aware of are: number 1, prostatic stagnation, the dangerous backup of fluid that can cause pain and urinary issues. Number 2, hormonal hibernation, the gradual shutdown of your body's testosterone production, leading to low energy and drive. And number 3, neurosensory decline, the atrophy of the nerve pathways that govern arousal and pleasure. Remember, your body hasn't forgotten how to be healthy. It just needs your command. These aren't signs that you are broken. They are signals that are natural. Healthy function has been neglected. You have the power to reopen those pathways, to restart that engine, and to reclaim a fundamental part of your health and vitality. It's never too late to take back control. If this information was valuable to you, please hit the like button so YouTube will show it to more men who need it. And don't forget to leave a comment. I personally read as many as I can. Share this video with a friend or family member who you know will benefit. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our health guides. And one last thing, a personal request. I recorded this video wearing a mask. It was really important for me to know if the sound quality was good and if you could understand me perfectly. Please leave a quick comment about it. Your feedback is crucial for me to keep improving. A big hug, and I'll see you in the next video.